What's up, Walkers? The ongoing battle in the gamer community for what is worse, the Battle Bus live service system or the supply drop era DLC, is one that has gone on for decades, centuries even. This is why people say DLC is better. Conceptually, the free update live service model should be better. On paper, it definitely is, but the problem here is that there's a lack of guarantee. We were conditioned in games like Call of Duty to expect roughly 16 maps at least, as well as 4 maps for the game's co-op mode, with sets of 4 MP maps and 1 co-op map every 2 or 3 months. This was guaranteed content, and we usually knew about it before the game even released. Now what we're guaranteed is 5 to 6 seasons of content. It's generally really vague, and sometimes we do have a minimum set amount of multiplayer maps, but even that's pretty rare. But what this allows them to do is to bait you into buying a product, expecting a certain amount of content or support at certain times, and legally they're allowed to just not deliver that. Like the support for Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer last year was pitiful at best. Having the 2 new multiplayer maps in Season 1 being reused maps from the original Modern Warfare, and then Season 2 having a reused map from Warzone that was a remake of a Modern Warfare 3 map, and the other new map was one that was held back from launch, that was actually in the beta. So that is literally 2 seasons straight of just 0 actual new 6v6 content. The precedent that was set in the past is that there's going to be 4 big experiences after launch every 2 to 3 months. But in Cold War, when they started this new model, we got Firebase Z and Outbreak in February, and then we didn't get anything until Mauer Toten released in July. That's 4 months of no actual new maps. And then in Vanguard, we didn't even get 4 experiences, we got 3, with one of them being a remaster from a map from World at War, one that's actually technically new content, and then one that's actually a remaster of the actual new content DLC. So that one doesn't even really count. So it's more like 2 instead of 3. That's honestly just ridiculous, and the fact that they can even do that in the first place is kind of gross. And now with Modern Warfare 3, instead of having zombies on the new Fortune's Keep map this season, we've got nothing at launch in the zombies themed season. And yeah, there's going to be a few things being added mid-season, but the fact is that people expected content to be there at launch. At least something. There's already now an uncertainty of if any maps are going to be added to Modern Warfare Zombies. Like at all. This is the problem, is that there is no set guidelines for what to expect or when to expect it. They haven't promised anything except updates and new content. And the customers have their own set expectations ingrained into them from the past. Sometimes multiplayer is doing well, and sometimes zombies is doing well. And sometimes both are doing horrible. The problem is that now there's rarely ever a time where both are actually doing well. In the past with DLCs, we know what to expect and when, instead of having to set our own imaginary expectations. But hey, this is better for Activision because it means they can technically do whatever the hell they want. They can give you a DLC map of a remaster of one that was from the same game, or they could just give you no new maps. The only guarantee is the launch content, because that's what you actually paid for. And that's what DLCs did. They were a guarantee, and it was something you could actually hold them accountable for. There was content that had to be delivered at a certain quality, and if it was bad, it meant less money for them. DLCs aren't actually a better system. Of course, free stuff is great. But what was better about it was the accountability it held Activision and its developers to, which is something we don't really have anymore. We could definitely still find a good balance between these systems if COD implemented some sort of yearly roadmap. Kind of along the lines of what Rainbow Six Siege does. At the start of every year, we have a general time frame of the big updates and kind of what to expect, but leaving just enough mystery for the actual surprises. Maybe there'll be a new map and a new operator, but you won't know what the operator does or what the map will be like. But then of course there's no incentive for Activision, so I don't see how they would do that. So what actually might be more feasible is some sort of mix of the two, kind of merging the DLC into the Battle Pass. This would bring both the benefits of the DLC and the live service model together. If you buy the Battle Pass from the previous season, you can maybe get 1 week early access to the next season's guaranteed content. Buy the Battle Pass now and get 1 week early access to 3 new multiplayer maps in the next Zombies experience. What it would be is some sort of guarantee. And best of all, it would encourage Activision to actually make that content as good as possible to push Battle Pass sales. Well, that's about it. Do you agree with what I said? And is there anything I missed? Let me know down in the comments. And hey, if you want to see more content like this, I've got more on the channel, or if you could just red button, that's about it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.